Today is May 12th. I just did a video about my goldfish, so I thought I should do a video about my pond. I've mentioned this before, but I've never actually gone over what I do to maintain my pond. So a wise man, much wiser than me, once said, you don't maintain fish, you maintain water. And I totally agree with that. I do absolutely nothing to take care of my fish, but I do a little bit to take care of my water. So this is about 300 gallons. I've got this pond here. I've got the waterfall and a little bit of a stream, and it's 300 gallons and change, and it mostly takes care of itself. Although I do have a little bit of problem every springtime when the water first gets warm. So I get some stringy algae, the water will get kind of brown. It's kind of brown right now, and I don't like that at all. I love it when the water is nice and clear. So this is the first thing that I use, muck reducer, and this is just, the tablets are a blend of natural beneficial bacteria. So I like that. It's not chemical based, it's organic bacteria. That's freaking cool. Use 12 tablets to treat 500 gallons of water. I don't quite follow the directions. I throw in 4, 5, 6, whatever tablets every week, and like 2 to 3 days after I put these in here, the water gets really nice looking. And this helps, it does help to clear out the brown, but it mostly helps to eliminate the sediment at the bottom. I also use pump beneficial bacteria. It has a little bit of a green hue because it's got bacteria. And again, I don't totally follow the directions. I use this once or twice a week, just until the water looks nice. One pump treats 100 gallons. For spring startup, treat twice weekly for 2 weeks. Then once weekly. Okay. Anyway, I don't think it really matters what brand you use. Just, I like bacteria to clean up my water instead of chemicals. I know it's not going to hurt my fish. I don't like having fish. I like having a nice, healthy ecosystem. Having a pond is not, it's not just having a bucket of water, you know. This is an actual ecosystem. I've got fish, I've got plants that sit down at the bottom, I've got plants that sit up at the top, and I think that the health of the water is crucial. So the only other thing that I do is I have, of course, this water pump in here. It sits down here, and I already cleaned this filter. It's kind of a screen, plastic screen. I normally only have to clean that if an animal gets into the pond, or if I get into the pond and stir up a bunch of junk from the bottom. So I clean that maybe Dad, 7 or 8 times a year, and that's it. I need to get some water hyacinth. Water hyacinth is deciduous, and I have to rebuy it every year because it doesn't overwinter in the pond. I could overwinter it in the house, but I just am not willing to take the time and effort to do that because it's cheap and it's easy to come by. But 2 or 3 or 4 plants will totally take over this whole entire pond. And water hyacinth, it does 2 things. It helps to pull nutrients out of the water, so it keeps the pollutants down, and it also shades out the water. So algae cannot grow in here unless there's sunlight.
Can I
and
have both?
not right now.
Please.
The more that you cover the surface of the water, the less algae can grow. So on algae, if you have stringy algae, you can just, the best way to get rid of it is just swipe your fingers through here and rake it up like spaghetti. And then the algae that grows on the sides here, if that is showing up in the camera, I hope, that is normal. The stuff that grows on the sides, leave that alone, because your fish will eat that, and it is part of a healthy ecosystem. I think having a water feature in a garden is absolutely critical. Not only does it provide a wonderful space and a very nice ambience, but it also draws in a lot of things. So I have birds hummingbirds, tree frogs, dragonflies in here all the time. I would not have any of those things without this water. So I'm getting ready to move this summer. That's the plan. Wherever I move to, I will have some kind of a water feature. And then I plan to eventually retire to Florida. And when I get to Florida, I want to have the biggest water feature pond that I possibly can. Another cool thing about water features is it seems like the bigger the better, you know. If you have an entire lake, it will pretty much regulate itself. It seems like the smaller a water feature is, the harder it is to maintain and get everything dialed in. So that is all.